we go. You can still. We already record the audio for the other thing, so we can do the intro from that still, obviously. Hi, everybody on YouTube. This is the second time we tried to do this. First time was really fucked up, so you missed the intro, which we recorded audio-wise, but didn't record video. We watched The Witch Who Came from the Sea, as you probably read from the title. So here we go. As we were saying.
I don't know, what was I saying?
I don't know. You were saying.
Guess we'll just jump into the movie and.
Yeah, I guess so. Guess we're gonna just jump into the movie, huh?
Yeah. So you've seen this a bunch already.
This is my fourth time watching the movie. Yep. It is a favorite.
You'll have more insight when I get lost.
Yes. The first two times I was a bit out of it. Like, the first time I watched this movie, I was fucked up on edibles. To the point where I was just like, I couldn't focus on anything. I kept coming over the movie and seeing the weird shit, you know? The dude in the closet, the fucking castration, that whole thing. And so, like, yeah, I was not... the last time I watched it, which was last year, I think, it was a much more coherent and cogent... Cogent? Yeah, probably cogent. A much more coherent experience. And, it solidified itself as one of my favorite movies, actually, because there's like a lot of subtext going on here. I really enjoyed this. This is directed by Matt Cimber, who did popularly did Hundra, which I think we're gonna cover at some point. Yellow Hair and the Fortress of Gold, Candy Tangerine Man. I mean, like a few of these have to get from Vinegar Syndrome. Candy Tangerine Man is from Vinegar Syndrome. I have the Hundra on DVD. It just got botched. Subversive Cinema, which released that DVD, botched it, either because the masters were bad or they were inexperienced or something. But it's like interlaced with jaggies, and it's just like, it's really brutal, hard to watch. Anyway, this is The Witch Who Came from the Sea. Why don't you take us through the movie?
Yeah. Oh, man, we should have been keeping track of all these movies that we'll watch at some point.
Oh, we have a bunch of them in a list. I have a bunch of them in a list.
Pretty long, I think.
Yeah, if we had the viewership, the listenership of like Gentleman's Guide to Movies or whatever, Midnight Movies, we'd probably have a fan who'd make a comprehensive list of every movie we fucking talked about, like those other podcasts. But we are small fish in a big pond, so we don't have that hardcore fan just yet. I'm sure they're coming. We should keep doing our work, right? Oh, look, my fucking stream again. I am going to scream at Twitch. I swear, it's like, okay, fuck it. My YouTube video is gonna be fucked up. Oh well. What a shame. I'll put an audio copy up. Whatever. It's mostly audio podcast anyway, so let's just continue on with the description. I'm not gonna bother with trying to reset the stream again. Hey, kitty. Oh, hi, kitty. I know, the frames are dropping for no reason. I know. I'm dropping 60% of my frames. Anyway, so yeah.
Alright. So, we're introduced to Molly. Aunt Molly with her nephews playing on the beach. And then she just kind of starts, I assume, fantasizing about killing the muscle men. It seems like when the audio kind of goes muffled, it's like she's just having visions, right?
I feel like she's having she's it feels like, okay, so she's the witch who came from the sea, to be clear. I'm gonna just dispel all the myth, ruin the entire movie for you. You shouldn't be watching these fucking movies before you listen to the podcast, please, because we're gonna spoil it.
It's kind of a misleading title, because when you see that, you think of some, like, witch coming out of the sea being all creepy and stuff. I mean, but no, it's nothing like that.
The cover has Molly with a fucking scythe in this crazy naked in this crazy wardrobe with, like, it looks like her father's head, now that I look at it. I've actually never looked at the cover this closely before. So that's new. I've actually before this, I had the newly commissioned art from Arrow, all front facing. So it's the first time I'm looking at the reverse art, and so Yes.
Yeah. There's no mystical
There's no actual witch
witch.
from the sea. No. There's no monster. It's not a monster movie like it may or may not seem.
But several times she has like visions of killing people, and then it happens. But we never did see any muscle men die or even hear about it on the news, did we?
What was that?
The muscle men, like that was
Yeah.
never brought up again.
Yeah, no. She's having. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, I was explaining why she's called the Witch of the Sea, and she was sitting on the beach with her niece and nephew.
No,
It's
they're both.
implied those are her kids, though.
Oh, but they're both nephews.
Yeah.
Not that that really matters.
Sorry,
but
she's the aunt, and to them, that's her nephew and niece.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the nephew, right? Two nephews. Sorry.
2 boys.
I don't know why I said niece. Anyways, so she has like, well, the kids are here. She looks at some bodybuilders who are actually famous football players, apparently, and called Tad and Tippoli. Yeah, they mentioned it.
Those are the kids' names.
Is it? I could have swore that was the
Yes.
fucking football players. God damn it, I'm mixing things up
No,
already.
one was like Sam something, and something else. And
Oh,
they weren't
right.
even the ones working out on the
You're right.
beach.
You're right. I fucking remember this now. God damn
Those
it.
are later. Like, those were just random guys working out on the beach. Those weren't even the football players.
Right. Those are two. No, because they mentioned the news report later that they're football players.
No.
Pretty
Later,
sure.
there's football players
What?
that she does kill.
No. Oh.
No, there's just like 3 like really ripped dudes working out on the beach, and then she just
Yeah.
has a vision of
2
them
of those
all being all
dudes are the
dead.
dudes she later ties up and kills.
No, those are football players.
They're the same people. Anyway, so she's
don't
having
think so.
she's
I'd have to
having
relook
visions
at it.
of like a past life where she's like on a raft with a bunch of mutilated men. She's lost at sea.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what I'm getting to. What I'm getting at is she sees these muscle men and she has visions of her past life as a witch lost at sea with a bunch of on a raft with a bunch of mutilated men, and it's like that's all we got from the vision. She sees it a few times in differing lengths and differing parts, and so and then later she's like, she takes the kids home. She argues with her mom or sister. No, it's her mom.
Sister.
Is it her sister?
And that's when they're watching the football players.
Oh, right. Okay. But so yeah,
seemingly she has a vision, like she starts drinking, fighting with her sister,
right.
and then has another one of those muffled visions of her killing the football players.
And that is actually something that happens. So what's going on is whenever there's muffled, it's when she's like disassociated. So she's under the sea. It's why everything sounds like it's under the water, and the witch is her subconscious doing all the murders. Essentially,
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting from it.
She sees it before it happens, because then she goes to work, but then she's 3 hours late. So in that time is when she actually kills the guy.
Yes.
But she was seeing the vision while drinking at her sister's house.
Correct. She was pre-seeing the
Before she
vision,
left.
basically. The vision. It wasn't even a vision necessarily like what we're seeing. We were kind of seeing like veiled references to what's to come for her. Like when she drinks heavily, she becomes this monster from her past or from her past life, almost. And so she like dissociates. So she ties up the football players to the bedpost, and then like the one guy's like playing too tight, and she like grabs his foot. And this is when we're introduced to the fact that she has like really she has like pretty good strength. She grabs the guy's like Achilles tendon and like slits his his leg at the vein, and lets him bleed out in the bed. Meanwhile, the other guy passed out from smoking too much weed, tied up to this guy.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
No.
Okay.
She ends up going to work. Apparently, she's in love with the owner.
No, the owner's in love with her.
She wakes up in the morning.
She doesn't know how to love people. The whole point is she doesn't know how to love people.
Yeah, that's true. She loves everybody.
She's finding companionship in anywhere.
Them.
She's finding companionship in any port in the storm being her fucking mind. That's kind of like the idea.
But, yeah, she freaks out when she hears that the football players were killed last night.
Mm-hmm.
Because she loved them.
They had beautiful
thighs.
They
were so beautiful. That's a running thing. They're so beautiful.
Oh.
And So there's a lot of mixed in of her as a kid with her dad, and we learn that she was molested
Well,
constantly.
we learn that because she's like comes home from school in the flashback, and she opens the closet, the coat closet, to put her coat away, and sees her naked father leering and waiting for her in the closet, and he's definitely fully naked.
Yes.
And it's a warning, he's very naked. So if you have a problem with naked
Yeah.
old men, you probably don't want to watch this movie.
And he would, and every time she talks to the nephews or her sister, she's always talking about how wonderful their dad is. And the
Yes.
sister's like, he was a piece of shit.
That's because
She'd get all mad.
suppressing the abuse memories, and her brain is still like dealing with that. So like she's a victim of abuse who is mentally unstable and is enacting the abuse on others that it was enacted to her, and she's like doing it subconsciously and not realizing it. Like this is actually a really smart movie for something that's like that has had like such terrible releases since the original release, because like it's been like on public domain VHS and it's on like a Mill Creek set, I think, like an old beat up print, and like it's just not gotten any love until Arrow came out a couple of years ago and released this, and it's so good. You can still get it from Arrow. It's region AB, I believe, also. Actually, it's region free entirely. Even better.
Yeah. So all the flashbacks with her dad are sprinkled in. You don't really learn the full extent of it till towards the end.
Yes, and then you see it graphically.
Yes.
The first time I saw that, I was like, "Holy shit! What? That's pretty graphic."
And during those, you also learn that she kind of was obsessed with television. That's kind of like another escape.
Yes, she's
constantly watching TV.
Constantly finding to escape her own reality.
Yeah. But that comes into play in the current reality because she becomes obsessed with all the TV people, the football players.
Oh, yeah.
She goes to a party where there's an actor that's famous, and she breaks his hand and tries to bite his dick off. Yeah. So of course he fights back and like knocks her down.
Oh,
and
she
then
breaks his fucking 2 bones in
like,
his hand. He mentions later, which we see.
Yeah.
With her freaky strength.
But all the people at the party just see him throw her out a door, so they're all like disgusted at him.
Bounced her head off the ground, apparently.
And that leads to her next guy, which was he's in all the shaving commercials, naked, well, topless with a towel wrapped around him.
Clad. Yeah, he's naked with a towel. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess technically.
So she goes out with Long John, that actor, and his girlfriend, and she straight up right in front of the girlfriend just says, "I love you and I want you." And apparently that works because he sends his girlfriend to the curb and starts banging her.
Well,
up until she slices him up with his shaver and apparently cuts his dick off.
Slits his neck a bit. It's just a shaver, so it's not like super deep or anything. And then slices his chest and like there's blood everywhere, but doesn't shave his chest somehow. And then yes, it's implied that she cuts his fucking dick off with this very dull razor blade.
And she does have that fantasy. She's watching the commercial, and the commercial just turns to like, "I want you to slice me all up."
Yep.
Like he's just talking to her, holding the razor blade. He's like, "Go like this."
Oh yeah,
she does that.
She's completely crazy. She dissociates and then does all this crazy shit. And then she wakes up. She wakes up later in like her boss's bed because he's in love with her, and he looks over and she's just covered in blood. And like, what? And then she convinces him it's her blood because she cut off the tattoo she got earlier.
Yes.
Oh, she got what was that? What was the name of that guy? It's a very notable name, and I cannot believe I keep forgetting it. Was it
Jack Dracula?
Yes, Jack Dracula. Jack Dracula tattoos are during one of these episodes. I think after she gets thrown out of the party, or right before she gets thrown out of the party. No, it's right after the first murder. I think she gets the tattoo.
We saw him in the very beginning with the kids. They're like, "Let's get tattoos," and he looks like he's set up in an abandoned neighborhood.
It's a pier.
Apparently, she goes back and gets a mermaid,
which we find out later is the same as the one that's on her dad's stomach.
Yeah.
It's revealed
Which
at the
is
end.
crazy
Surprise,
that
spoiler. You're
this
welcome.
guy's been around that long giving the same shitty tattoo.
I know, right? I
Because
want
he
the
literally
same
had
shitty
that art in
tattoo.
the window.
Oh, oh, oh.
You think anyone loves this film enough to actually have gotten that tattoo?
I love this film, but not enough to get that tattoo. It's a pretty ugly tattoo, not gonna lie. It's pretty ugly.
Looks like a child drew it.
It looks like someone drew it, yep. I don't want to insult anyone's art.
But
It's just not a good looking tattoo. I mean, it's not real.
no.
At one point, she's covered in blood, and you can see it slightly smeared a little bit, just a little bit. You know, not too bad. I've seen this 4 times, so it's it took me that many times to see it. There's other things I've noticed, like there's constant mermaid imagery in the background, like little figurines and things on the wall, and there's just a lot of mermaid imagery, which is I didn't notice the first time. So.
But the cops started sniffing around because I didn't really get that. Maybe you know more, but it seems like she brings back clothes from
Okay,
people she's killed.
so she takes the clothes to her sister. Her sister alters it and makes new clothes with it. So she took the clothes from the football players and she started altering it. But like the cops showed up and they're interviewing or interrogating the sister and noticed that there's the clothes are there and they're the only male clothes there. And so yeah, that's kind of like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So they start gathering evidence and realizing slowly, very slowly, that's Molly who's the one who killed them. They do realize it by the end, though.
They don't know where she works or where she is.
They can't find her
at
'cause she's
any
hiding.
point in time.
Nobody reports
not
for her
really
location.
hiding,
Well, no, nobody reports her location. None of her friends, because everyone
Yeah.
likes her. Her boss is in love with her, so he's not gonna report her. And her sister thinks that reporting her would be bad,
the sister
right?
clearly, the sister clearly instantly picked up that she's the one doing it.
Oh yeah, she figured
He's
it out.
telling Long John, but he doesn't really believe. But then he sees that the actor was killed, so he starts questioning her too.
Oh my God, Kitty, why are you bothering me right now? Sorry, she's been fine all day. The minute I go live, she's like, I want attention now. Sorry.
But so we're pretty much at the end now, right?
Well, there's like a lot of conversations about
Yeah.
the characters and really, like
You just have to watch it to get.
yeah. I'm not gonna recite the whole movie, right? But like, it's I just really fucking love this movie. The imagery is pretty much the imagery of the last revelation is like a graphic scene in which her grandfather is fucking her as a kid, like he's on top of her thrusting, and this whole time she's been saying that he's lost at sea. He'll be back someday. It's revealed that she was being fucked when he had a heart attack on top of her.
Yes.
At like 13. And this is definitely a child having an old naked man rise on top of her before having a heart attack. It's very uncomfortable to watch. But
yes,
this is a very good movie.
And that's when you see the mermaid tattoo.
Yes, that's
she
the
finally gets him off. His big fat belly.
Yeah, she rolls him off, and then he's
exact same one too.
Same exact position and everything. She's been enacting the same violence that was enacted on her, which is a pretty common thing for people with abuse. Like, it's not uncommon, I should say. I should say it the other way. It's not uncommon for people who have been abused to enact their abuses on others because they have not been raised properly, because they were abused. Especially when it's like real subtle abuse, like emotional abuse. Like, a lot of times people who have been emotionally abused will emotionally abuse their partners without even realizing, because that's how they think love is supposed to be projected, It's just not right. But that's basically what Molly's doing here. She's just doing the same thing, but hers is extreme. She dissociates and murders people.
Yep. And then, so Long John and one of the other waitresses at the bar and the nephews just start shoving pills into her and just overdose her, from what I gathered.
She doesn't want to she doesn't want to get arrested. So they agree to let her commit suicide. And she's laying on the floor, and she's hearing the sea sounds and everything. And the last scene is her on the raft because she's lost at sea finally. She returned to the sea.
Yep.
AKA died. So. But yeah, fuck, this movie's so beautiful and so wonderful. I notice new things every time I watch it. Mostly because I was stoned the first few times, but but yeah, I saw it sober last time, and I saw it sober as I get anyway, and I saw it sober this time once again as sober as I get. So, but I wasn't stoned, blitzed out of my fucking mind. So, what were your thoughts of the movie?
It's definitely a slower crawl than a lot of stuff, but I guess that seemingly... I don't watch a lot of regional, but so far, 2 have been pretty slow burns.
Well, I mean, slow burn's not necessarily
So
bad. It wasn't uninteresting. It wasn't boring, right?
It had its moments.
It had its moments. See, I thought even though it's a slow burn, I'm like interested in the characters and the interactions and how things are gonna unfold. You know, it's not all about action and stuff. There's horror to be examined elsewhere. It's not. It's like it's kind of a horror movie. It's not really a horror movie, actually. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
No.
The horror is all metaphorical.
What?
You know.
Yeah. I mean, the most horrific thing, not even the killing of the men she was doing, was just the stuff with her dad was more horrific than that.
Yes, that was pretty horrific.
Stuff.
This is definitely not for people who are triggered by those kind of things. Or have those kind of issues with content relating to incest and rape. If you have a problem with that, you should probably pass on this one. It's a pretty strong... I mean, but it's not like it's done... It's not like you see the kid's not naked or anything, but it's just really graphic the way he's like, oh, you see his face like, and then he's like, then it's a wide shot, a medium shot of him like over her, and they're both like, he's over her, like he was fucking her. So it's just like, it's uncomfortable. I mean, it's clearly shot that way on purpose, but, you know. And it's that way it's not like it's graphic for no point either. To no point. There's a reason for the graphicness. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, you know. That's the kind of horror it is. The horror of the mind.
Yeah, oddly enough, the thing that made my skin crawl the most is when she ran her finger over the razor blade.
Oh, God. I mean, like, nothing really bothers me.
Instantly, like,
except for the
felt
rape.
that.
The rape is really uncomfortable, but I mean, it's supposed to be.
Yes.
If they shot it erotically, if they shot it erotically, I'd probably have more of a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen some movies where they shoot like the rape scene like it's a love scene, and it's like, ooh, this is really not good. This is a poor choice. But this movie does not have that problem, at least. It handles the subject matter with maturity. So, this was directed by Matt Kimber. I think I said that at the beginning. He is a drive-in auteur. He does a lot of these smaller films, and yeah, made like half a dozen of them or whatever. Maybe a dozen. I don't know. And so, yeah. Do you have what do you rate this film? What do you think? Like in the end.
Right now, I'm gonna say a 3 out of 5.
Ooh, that's a pretty strong review for you, actually.
It's. I feel like it's something that I'm gonna think about later down the road.
Really? You actually? That means you liked it enough. I mean, damn.
Yeah. I feel like it'll sit with me. So, right now I'm at a 3. That could change.
That's how I felt, and it still sits with me today. And I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I really love this movie, though. It's a fucking phenomenal film, and it just goes under most people's radars. It's not a horror film in the traditional sense. So
I never heard of it until you mentioned it.
I didn't hear about it until Arrow talked about it. And then I was like, oh. And then like I looked into it and found out it had other releases, and none of them have been good, and the reviews on it aren't that great. It's kind of gotten better reviews now. You know, people have come back and like reappraised it fairly. Like, it's got an average view of 3.3. I feel like it might. But like the people I follow all give it 4 and 5 stars. So, like, you know.
I feel like it's probably something you would have seen like on VHS, saw the cover and grabbed it, and then you might have been instantly kind of disappointed
Yeah, if I
because it
saw this
wasn't
when I was
what you were
13,
expecting.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, if I saw this at 13, I definitely would have been disappointed. Seeing this as adult, it's
Like,
just an adult movie for adults. It's
yes,
got nothing that kids have interest in. There's no kill count. There's some boobs. Woo. You know, I don't know, as a kid I was hunting for boobs because I was a horny little brat. But so like the kid being like, I was a teenager. It's like So like yeah, I could see like if you're a younger person looking for more action filled or event filled movie, this is different. There's a bunch of people talking and it's all very pertinent to the story. It's just not action heavy. I love this movie though. Once again, I cannot stress that. So
you'd probably be an hour in wondering where the witch is.
you're staring at her the whole fucking time. She's in almost every single scene of the movie. You know?
It's true.
All right. Do you have any final thoughts? Also, what are we watching next week?
Go watch it.
Go watch it. Ooh, that's a good final thought.
I didn't think that far ahead.
Okay, so we don't know what we're watching for the next episode. Also, we don't know if it's next week, but we'll see. So yeah. Oh look, my stream is choppy again. I hate you, stream. I don't know why you're so bad tonight. I was streaming earlier, no problems. And now I'm just dropping frames like crazy. It's all your fault. I blame you. It's you. Entirely you. You.
I had no internet all week, so it's just
yes.
Sending it your way.
That must be it. You fuck. You fucking fuck. Anyway, I highly recommend this film for people who are into like more artsy, heady films. If you're looking for another slasher or monster flick, move on. So, thanks for listening. We're Psychotronic Coast to Coast. We hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you next time. That's the best I can do for an outro. Yeah, there you go. You have a better idea? We still don't have an outro, and we don't really have an intro. We're not very good at this whole podcasting thing. We are definitely a fly by the seat of our pants operation.
It doesn't have to be the same every time.
There's a structure.
Float your boat in the moment.
There's a structure. There's supposed to be a structure.
We've never had a structure.
That's because we're a fly by the seat of our pants.
The format has changed like 3 times already.
Has it really? Haven't noticed. We just talked about movies.
You put trailers in between that would lead to the next one. I don't do that anymore.
No, really? Oh, okay. Well, I haven't watched.
I didn't do it the last time.
I haven't listened to the last 2 episodes.
Shark episode, anyways.
I generally don't listen to every episode. I do listen to them from time to time. I'm just podcasts aren't my thing, so this is like. And now this video's all fucked up because YouTube's recording it all badly. Curse you, YouTube. Curse you. I mean, Twitch. Curse you, Twitch. Also, curse you, YouTube, but for other reasons. Do we have anything else to add? I don't think we do.
Recording.
Yeah, I'm going to stop recording too. All right. File. Export.
Save as.
As wave.
Come on, let me save it. Sea witch.
Witch. Sea from the sea. Who came? There you go. All right, bye Twitch. We'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna see you tomorrow for my birthday. By the way, it's an hour away from my birthday here, and then I will be back Sunday for a co-stream with my friend Jocelyn. I think we're doing Tony Hawk Pro Skater if I can buy it before then. Because it's got multiplayer. But I don't know yet. I'm definitely going to play something tomorrow, though. And so I'll see you later, Twitch. This is a short stream, I know. That's how these things work. Bye, everybody. Where's the stop button?